next? Oh.
CHP had a field day.
Yeah, it's a YouTuber's dream right there. And so I get pulled over, and the guy just, walks up to me. I'm literally on the side of the road on the highway. Hector's going to drop me if I get a ticket.
Right.
And so the guy comes up to me, and he goes, "Do you know how fast you were going?" I said, "I was the slowest one in the group." I was like, "I thought you were one of our escorts." He goes, "Well, I'm not. I'm their boss."
Most people won't notice the moment it begins. Damage won't ask permission. Protection shouldn't either. When the danger's invisible, the shield should be too.
All right, what's next? Let's see what's next. Oh.
CHP had a field day.
Yeah, it's a YouTuber's dream right there. That's a wet dream for a YouTuber, an aspiring YouTuber.
Do you know if those are those like carbon frames or are they?
Yeah, I think that's all carbon fiber.
Pushing it with the cruiser.
Well, first of all,
Wow.
first things first, let's give Hector a round of applause. Let's just, yeah, Hector, you got your cherry pop. So the Camaro happened at Hector's show. I told him don't jinx it. Everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Cars and Coffee podcast. I am Arnold. I organize Windermere Cars and Coffee. Hector got stuck in traffic. I don't know what happened to Hector today. And then he had to just basically turn around and go home. Cars and Coffee Winter Garden. Say hi, Hector.
Hey, guys.
He's here in spirit.
And we got Pete here. Pete Details. What's going on? This was an interesting week.
Yeah.
Especially for Hector. Hector had his first incident with a car exiting his show. And it was a Camaro, 68, 69 Camaro.
I don't know those.
Yeah, it looked like a nice, clean resto mod. Beautiful car, but nothing, you know what? Thankfully, nothing too crazy. He kissed the curb.
Yeah.
Hector, how do you feel?
Yeah. Oh, man. Let me tell you, that guy is a regular at our show. He's an older gentleman, never has done anything like that before.
Really?
Wow.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what got in his mind, but he decided he wanted to be the one that, popped our cherry.
Wow.
If I can
It
say
happens.
Have you talked to him since it happened?
that. I have not. He doesn't have social media or anything like that. So,
Okay.
but he's a regular. He'll be there next show.
Assuming he'll be there. There's definitely some stuff bent
I would be
in that,
I'd
the
be too
front end of
embarrassed
that
to show
car.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hit that curb pretty head on.
Yeah, and that car is nice. We did a charity show about 2 years ago, a big charity show, and it's the one Arnold that where that incident happened that we talked about on the first show.
Okay.
And he won best of show with that car.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, nice car.
That sucks.
Yeah.
It looks like he almost hit the curb a second time when he was trying to pull back out. Like he
He back
off
up
the
enough.
curve and
Yeah,
then-
maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know
then
what's funny? What's
Go ahead,
funny
Hector.
about that? I will tell you about that show. I just today received an email from the city of Winter Garden, and they said, "Hey, your show's been doing great. You are, the city manager's very happy with your show. So now we're only going to ask you to get a permit every quarter instead of every month."
Oh, that's
Wow. Yeah. So I'm guessing they didn't see the Camaro incident.
I hope not.
Let's keep it that way. Hopefully, none of them watch this podcast.
Right. Wait.
It was it was outside of their jurisdiction.
Right.
Yeah.
Say there was like something important on that median and there was like significant damage. Would the city try to get you to pay for that, or would they try to get the guy that was driving to pay for it? Or
Ooh, good question.
Arnold, that's a good question. That's a question for Arnold. He's experienced in this.
They probably go after the driver first.
yeah,
So if the driver stuck around and he didn't flee, and Highway Patrol came out, because usually they're the ones that deal with that kind of
Right.
stuff. Winter Garden will be involved to some extent as a police, like, because that's their jurisdiction. But they'll probably hand it off to Highway Patrol, and then Highway Patrol processes like all the other stuff.
Yeah.
The insurance especially. If he fled, the next step would be, hey, did anyone get his license plate?
right.
And then you go to the police department, you report the license plate, and then they go after him. It's unlikely that they would go after the show organizer because it happened outside of show grounds.
Okay, yeah.
So he's when we take out policies, we're taking out policies that are within the confines of our show.
Right.
Anything that happens really outside, it's unlikely that our insurance policy would get involved. That's just the way it is, because this happened outside of the confines of the show. It happened on the public street, et cetera, et cetera. Unless there was somebody injured and they had decided they have a lawyer and the lawyer wants to go after the policy.
It gets all
and
messy, huh?
It gets messy at that point. But if it's kind of like this small level collision with a curb, and for whatever reason, let's say he damaged some kind of expensive planter,
A shrub.
yeah, a ficus, or some cacti here and there. Yeah, I mean, that's when the city would kind of step in, but they're unlikely to go after your personal policy as a showrunner. They're just going to go through his insurance or through him. Yeah.
I was curious about
And
that.
we have a very good insurance on our side. So if they try to do anything, but like Arnold's saying, I think that's the route they would take.
Yeah.
Well, I
Then-
hope we see him back.
We can look at the Lamborghini thing that we also opened up with, and that's so hard to look at. I can't.
Yeah.
I feel I just had that queued up. I said Lamborghini, went bam. Yeah.
I mean, no one like wakes up and says like, "Oh, I'm gonna take my Murciélago driving," and thinks that like that's what's gonna happen.
So this happened during Monterey Car Week,
Yeah,
and you were at Car Week.
I was there. I didn't see this. I mean,
It happened. This is right outside Laguna Seca.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
what. So like, if you were to look basically to the right of that screen,
Right.
you'll see like the fence,
And the entrance
and that's
right
Laguna Seca right
Okay.
there. Yeah,
Makes sense.
So it happened right outside, and I think this video is from DDE or something like that. And those guys just so happened to be there when it happened, and crazy stuff. You know what? So what happened here, for anybody who's not aware, was this Lamborghini and a Jaguar F-Pace SVR were driving together. Some people claim they were driving a little erratically. His friend in the Jaguar F-Pace had to short stop for some reason,
Yeah,
and he rear-ended him, which is pretty nuts. That
it kind of looks like maybe he like swerved to the right, like last minute. And
because I saw the rear end of that F-Pace, and the damage was offset. So you're correct on that. It looks like he tried to swerve.
Or I forgot which side of the damage.
Yeah,
car
the
on,
damage
but
was offset. Yeah,
right.
so it wasn't like he rear-ended him straight on, but it was a little bit offset for sure. But you know what's crazy, and I've been hearing this the past 2 weeks. Monterey seemed like it was overridden with kids running around, chasing cars. What did you see?
So I've been there the last few years, and this year for some reason was insanely busy.
Okay.
I remember last year was kind of not the popularity of it was dying down, but it was kind of maybe not worn out, maybe worn out. Everyone kind of knew what was going to happen. I don't know why this year everyone was there. Everyone and their mother was there.
Interesting.
I was there on a Wednesday, on a Monday and a Wednesday, and on Wednesday for Aston Martin's on Ocean Avenue in Carmel, it was impossible to find parking. Normally, as you get further into the week, people fly in the nice stuff Thursday because they want to be there for the weekend.
Yeah.
But it was a Wednesday. It felt like a Saturday. Like you couldn't find parking. I drove a full size truck, which was like the worst idea ever because I could not.
Like an
Oh,
F-150?
wow.
What were you
It was
driving?
like a Ram 1500.
Oh my God.
It was so stupid.
That's horrible.
Like, I see people like in like Miatas driving around. I'm like, this is genius. This is
Yeah.
genius.
Yeah.
Just like rent a golf cart just to get around. Do
Yeah.
they rent golf carts out there? I would definitely do that.
I don't.
Hey, so I travel every now and then, and there's one thing that I always love to do is I like to see the local car scene.
Yeah.
Whether I'm going to Savannah, Georgia, I'm going to Charleston, or I go to Los Angeles, or I go home to New York. I'm always curious, and what I do is I always turn on the Car Hangout app. And as you do, I'm sure you've RV'd.
Absolutely, 100%.
You've RV'd across the entire country,
Yep.
which is freaking nuts. But that app I have on standby, okay? I flip my phone open. Yes, I do have a flip phone because I like it. And I open it and I go through it and I see what's near me. And if it happens to fall within the time frame that I'm in that vicinity, I'll go check out a car show for sure.
Yep. Absolutely.
Big shout out to Car Hangout app for always being a part of what we do, for being friends and partners. Thank you so much to Car Hangout app.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I don't think I remember seeing.
That's a
any
good
golf
business
carts.
idea there.
Like a moke.
Yeah. No, Moke would be smart.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was thinking, or I just had the idea while I was there, I was like, I legitimately would come out here, buy a $3,000 Miata, just drive it around for the week, and sell it on Marketplace again at the end of the week, like just to be able to get convenient parking, like because it was, it's a California Oceanside communities, and they're so tight.
Let's roll some footage as he's talking about this because you brought us some stuff.
Yeah, from that Wednesday.
I want to. Oh, okay. So you like this
997.
Guards Red?
Yeah, I have a customer with a really nice 997 2RS, and it kind of gave me a soft spot for it. So when I saw it, I was like, and Guards Red too, of course.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
And then was that Sotheby's or Miller Motor Cars?
Yeah.
They had the Huayra R.
Huayra. This is the manual transmission Huayra, right? Is that what
I didn't even look to see.
I think they're making I think it's a manual. Oh no, is it a manual or is it a non-turbo? I forgot the specifics on the Huayra R, but it's something crazy. And then obviously a Chiron.
Yeah, that's the 300
plus,
SS,
right?
Yeah, with the orange stripes.
That's nuts.
It was funny though because this is like tucked away on a side street.
I like this
XX.
So we had one of these at the Cars and Coffee a month ago.
Oh, really?
A yellow one, yeah.
Someone has one locally?
Yeah.
No way.
One of my friends, I'm not going to mention names on the podcast, but someone you might be familiar with, but he brought his yellow one, and you know what? It's an impressive car.
Yeah.
I really like
Yeah,
it a
It
lot.
has a presence.
It's really, really pretty. Is that your son?
Yeah.
He's like, all right, bye, Dad.
Yeah, he's obsessed with them.
Is that a V12 Vantage?
Yep, yeah, a few V12 Vantages.
I love that. Okay, what is that? Is that an Eagle?
Okay, someone has to tell me what this is because it was right when I parked. There's this little golf gas station. You know, no one would. It's Carmel. This is like a tiny little, couple thousand person town on the ocean, and there's this little gas station tucked away. And right as I park, I'm walking towards the main street, and there's this little gas station, and these cars are parked there, fueling up.
So
There's a crowd just running to it. So everyone was there to see that Ferrari, and it said it had like 429XX, something painted, some numbers painted on the hood. I don't know what kind of Ferrari it is though. Yeah, but that's the car that everyone was flocking to. As you know, all the spectators just trying to walk to the main street.
Yeah.
Then it had like a flat, looked like a flat 12. Or Hector, do you know any of those cars very well?
No. That Jaguar, I think I've seen in a movie, a Chris Tucker movie.
It looks
Money
like
Talks.
an E-Type, but it's not an E-Type. It looks more like that Eagle Speedster. It's kind of like a Singer.
Yeah.
Right?
Or like a
for
rebuild,
Porsches, but it's
right.
but it kind of doesn't from the headlights look a little bit off.
The cool thing about that is you see in Monterey, there's a few places like that where you can go and there's just something on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And it's some ridiculous car that you just never knew existed, and it's like $5-10 million. It's so casually sitting there.
I mean, that's definitely some weird Ferrari that I don't know about. My knowledge of cars before the 80s is kind of lame.
Yeah, me too.
I'll be honest with you. It could be one of those Ferrari like P cars that was like a competitor to the GT40. Kind of looks like the P2. It is. Yeah, it is a P car. A 330P.
Okay.
That's what that is.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's okay. My knowledge isn't that bad.
Yeah.
So like I said, I thought it was a like one of those P cars, kind of competed with the GT40 back in the day, but I don't know the exact story of that car. But so I mean, that's exactly it. You're just driving around, you just see the most random thing.
I mean, yeah, like that XX was just on the side street. You know, I went to go park and you know, was walking down the street, and that was there. There was a, let's see. Well, I went there originally. I went on Aston Martin Day because I've not personally seen a Valkyrie yet, and I wanted to see a Valkyrie.
You didn't see the Supercar Ron one, the
I did
bedazzled
not.
one?
My mother-in-law did. She took the picture of it because we split up. We all split up, and she was like, "Oh, I saw this cool bedazzled car." And I was like, "It was
everywhere."
Supercar Ron's. And I went there to see a Valkyrie, and I didn't see a Valkyrie.
That car broke down like right next to my house.
No way, really?
You don't know about this?
No.
So when they were all here,
Yeah.
so Supercar Ron, and his car, I don't know what he would call him. I think his name's Tace.
Okay.
He's like the guy who watches over his collection. He actually also runs his social media.
Okay.
He for like 3 months, Supercar Ron was like, "Hey, I'm getting off social media. You know, Tace is gonna run it." I think it's Tace Anderson. I think is his name.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
That sounds really familiar.
So he's like, Tace is going to be running the social media stuff. And basically, they were in Florida, in Orlando, when Steve Hamilton was here.
I remember them posting together.
Yeah. So they brought the Valkyrie, and they were going to do some top speed run with the Valkyrie over at NASA.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I mean, I'm hearing just a ruckus of noise out of my window, outside my house.
Oh my gosh.
Like at 9, 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, what the hell? And it was mostly the Revuelto. He's got the Gintani Revuelto exhaust. And the Venom's also not quiet at all. No. So that was both those cars. And then all of a sudden I hear people like DMing me. They're saying, hey, the Valkyrie, there it is. The Valkyrie broke down. I'm like, where? They're like, oh, it's some gas station in Windermere. And we have like 2 gas stations. Right?
Is it that 7-Eleven right there?
7-Eleven, right by my house. Yeah. So there's like literally 2. So, and because of the proximity, I knew it had to have been close.
Yeah.
And because Hamilton lives near me, his vacation house is like 2 minutes from my house.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, if there's any gas station they went to, it's the one that's closer to me. So I immediately went there. Yeah. And sure enough, they're all there, filling up. And the Valkyrie is not. Oh so I took this video. And by the way, Maddie Rimac reposted this video, which was super cool. And I took this video of all of them there. And I go to Steve, I'm like, where's the Valkyrie? He goes, oh, it's in the next lot. So they all went to dinner, and I was, I was like, I gotta go see this car before it gets picked up by the tow truck. And I go and I see it, and what I'll do is I'll send Phil the pictures. Yeah. And we'll place them in here. Okay. Yeah, we'll cut them in here. Yeah. And I mean, I just saw it. I was like, this is nuts. Yeah. It died, something to do with the battery system. It just wasn't happy. And it died right off the county road that I live off of. Yeah. And they basically just kind of puttered the car off the road into where there's like a Starbucks and there's a little school. Yeah. And it just, in the middle of the parking lot, the car's just dead.
Left a Valkyrie.
And everybody that we know in the area, because of the Cars and Coffee chat, like all these group chats that we have, one by one, there's like one car, second car, third car. They're all just stopping by to check out this Valkyrie that's dead in the middle of a parking lot.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so I did see that car, and it wasn't bedazzled yet.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think he did it just for Car Week or right before Car Week or
that was their like little surprise to do it right before Car Week.
Yeah,
so unprofessional.
It's funny. I was like, Aston Martin Day. Of Car Week, I'm like, I'm gonna see maybe 3. I was like, I'll see a couple Valkyries. There's got to be a few, and I didn't see
really
one. No. There's this V12 Vantages. Do they make a Superleggera or what's the V12?
DBS Superleggera?
Yes, yeah. Just all the V12, and it was cool, but like compared to Car Week, it was kind of vanilla. Yeah. Aston Martins are cool, but
but we do have there's a bunch of videos. I mean, this thing went viral. You can't have a car that's bedazzled.
Oh, no.
My first thought was, How much weight have they added to this super lightweight car that weighs like all of 2,000
I
pounds?
didn't even think about that.
35 pounds.
Okay.
That's all it was.
Well, I mean, if you imagine like holding 35 pounds of bedazzled wrap.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot, I guess, but
But on a car, it's
not horrible.
nothing you'll feel, at all. But I sat in a Valkyrie last year at Goodwood.
Okay.
They, I know I have that video. Phil definitely has that, and that's one of those things like Goodwood or Car Week, the Goodwood Festival Speed or Monterey Car Week.
Yeah.
Two greatest car shows in the world.
In the world.
Yeah. It's not even close.
Yeah.
I felt like at one point Amelia Island may have gotten there.
I remember when I first moved to Florida 5 years ago, there was a lot of hype around Amelia Island.
And now that hype.
And the last 2 years, I haven't heard anything about it. Nothing.
Moda killed it.
What's that?
Moda Miami.
Is that
There's a it's a bunch of car auctions, other car auction brands that were essentially kicked out of Amelia Island once Haggerty bought them. Right, so Haggerty owns Amelia Island Concourse now.
Okay.
And a bunch of companies just got kicked out because now they're competition.
It's so stupid.
It's insane. So basically Motor Miami was created. There it is.
There it is.
Look at that thing. Bedazzled.
Next to a Zonda.
Yeah.
And what is that, a 1-to-1? I don't know the Koenigseggs
I
that
couldn't
well.
tell what that was on the other side. Look at
that's
so
crazy.
stupid. It's so hilarious.
That's what I wanted to go see, and somehow it was just parked on the wrong street that I just happened to not walk down, and I didn't see it. Hector, have you been out to like Amelia Island or Goodwood or?
No. Yeah, he's not like into the supercar stuff. So it's not often that he goes to these shows, but you have to go. Like that's one of those things. You have to go.
I think it's just the knowledge. I see these cars, and ever since I started being part of the Cars and Coffee, I've learned so much about exotic cars.
Yeah.
And like Arnold is probably the smartest car guy I've ever met. I mean, this guy points everything out, and it's like he even has it down to the color of the paint, name, everything. And it's like
QZ3.
It's like how I always ask him, I'm like, how the hell do you know this shit? So I'm learning more, and I'm starting to see like getting more interest in the exotics and supercars. Like for example, when the Porsches and the step up colors and all that stuff, and then it makes it pretty interesting when you start really listening to all the stuff with these cars.
Yeah. There's, as far as Porsches go, California in general, the Porsche scene is just
it's crazy.
Everything that you want to see.
Porsches are huge out there.
964s, 930s. I mean, just there was a 930. I think there's a 930 Speedster. Is that or a 930 Spider? It was one of the first cars I saw. Coming out, just parking. It's just crazy how casual just the stuff is when you're at Car Week. Just driving by or it's parked under a cover. There's a ST hiding under a car cover in front of one of the houses.
I saw that.
But I saw the white wheels and the vent, and I was like, "There's totally an ST just hiding under that car cover."
Yeah. What's nuts is that now we're gonna pull up like some of the Goodwood stuff from last year. So usually, if you go to Goodwood, you don't really need to go to Car Week.
Okay.
Because like I noticed this last year. I went to Goodwood, and everything in Car Week, I saw at Goodwood. So here's like the pace car, the Formula One car from Aston Martin, or safety car. Auto Union before they were Audi. It's a 1930s Audi.
That's
This
really
is so cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was not at Car Week last year. Okay, so this is really, really dope.
Yeah.
This is like all aluminum construction. And then this was the debut of the Tourbillon. New Bugatti.
I didn't see one of those, unfortunately.
That wasn't at Car Week?
I think there was a green one there.
Okay. So this really was like, whoa, this blew me away. I think this is the best looking Bugatti they've ever done. I think this was some fireworks show. The planes were flying over. And then this is, the hill climb at Goodwood. And you got all sorts of stuff that just goes there. Back of the tourbillon. This is so gorgeous.
You know what's funny? Yeah. I never really liked the what was the original the
Veyron?
The Veyron. I never liked the Veyron.
It was a little goofy looking. It was like a egg shaped Audi-ish
Yeah.
looking car, 100%.
I remember the first time I saw a Chiron on the road.
Oh, Valkyrie.
Yep,
Yeah.
yeah. That color's amazing.
That thing is so gorgeous. This like allegedly belongs to like some, I don't know, sultan or some
really?
some sheikh or something. Yeah, dude, I don't know. But like apparently at that booth that the car was at, they offered Freddie and I to sit in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was when you sat in.
And the way the doors open,
yeah.
I'm like, how do you get in? They're like, oh, you basically like you go over and you slide into the car. They're like, how do I get out? They're like, if you get stuck, we'll pull you out. I was like,
my
this is so
gosh.
stupid, but it's so cool.
Yeah. No, it's a crazy car. I missed
Yeah.
out, unfortunately.
I think there was some other stuff from Goodwood. There was the Singer, not Singer, the Zinger.
Is that the American
Lanzante. This is so rad. Yes, it's the American supercar.
Okay.
Lanzante. This was nuts. Just seeing a P1 completely done up like this, and of course a Pagani. Like what else would? There. This is the door open for us. That's how you get in. Like you have to jump over this enormous
Wow.
sill.
That's like a tiny. Look, his arm next. to
Yeah,
that.
and he's like, oh, you have to lift
opening.
that thing. I was like, I felt so uncomfortable getting into it. Another Lanzante P1. But the Singer has got this is gorgeous, Gulf livery Lanzante P1. Absolutely insane. Or is that an LMGTR? I forgot. But this is so badass. Everything here is so incredible. Like you go to these shows
Yeah.
and you're in absolute awe of everything. And so F1.
Didn't you post a story of you in the parking lot for this, and there was
Yes.
like a Bugatti or
yes,
something?
yes.
Maybe-
Okay, so this is the P1 GTR. I actually do want to get to that.
Yeah.
So as we're working through these clips, like the parking lot was batshit crazy. That's all you, Hector, right there, baby.
That's me right there.
That's all you right there.
Oh, is that a GTD?
GTD.
Was
This
it
was like one of the
real
first
one, or-
displays of the GTD
Oh, no
last
way.
year. Yeah, this was, I
Wow.
think, the first show where they had the GTD on display. And they opened the door, and I'm like, that interior is terrible.
Oh, it's the parking lot. Yeah,
Parking
let's
lot.
go. Yeah.
That's the parking lot,
That's
okay?
nuts.
A Chiron and a freaking Koenigsegg just parked next to each other, and like we were like a row or two over. It was Jack and I, Jack builds it, with his wife and us, and I'm like, what the hell? And honestly,
Yeah.
you could walk around and scope out this parking lot,
I bet.
and
It's
it was
crazy
full of stuff like
Yeah.
that. And we came back the next day; those cars were still there.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
albeit
nuts.
in a slightly different spot, but they were there.
Yeah.
And come to find out that these two cars belong to somebody who's like really high up at Goodwood
Mm-hmm.
at the Festivals of Speed, like the organizational level. Epic Toyota. Oh God, I love this thing so much. Perfect Gran Turismo car, but so those two cars belong to two people from
Mm-hmm.
like the Festival of Speed show, like higher ups at the organizational level. So they were there every single day.
That's so cool.
It was the coolest thing for me to see. And then honestly, right after it is again. And after that, actually, we went back to London a couple of days later. We didn't stay for all 4 days. And as the show was winding down, all these cars that I saw here, the best cars in the parking lot, they were all in London. This is the first
I bet.
MSO SLR. So they were like recommissioned. You could take your SLR McLaren, send it back to MS McLaren, and they'll do all that work to it. Oh, the F1, the legacy stuff here, V8s, V10s. They were running these things up and down the hill climb.
Oh, really?
The best, oh God, incredible noise.
Yeah.
Incredible noise. They had a few Formula One drivers. There was actually a Formula One area where I bumped into a few Formula One drivers. Some of them flew in on a helicopter. Dude, these shows, next time you go, CLK GTR, just the greatest display.
Yeah.
You should pay the extra and just go inside the show.
Yeah.
Car spotting is one thing,
Right.
but doing this, going inside,
Seeing
is
this,
like a
that's
Le
the-
Mans
one of the
TDI,
diesel,
the
yeah.
Audi, yeah. It's a 24-hour Le Mans car. Another F1. This one's just stunning example. Everything about these shows is... This is a really cool story with this car. This is a curated car, and I'm friends with Herschel Seltzer from Curated, and he was telling me the story about this F40 LM. They found this car. It like disappeared for God knows how long. They found it. It was an exhaustive, I think they have a video on their YouTube channel about this car. It's a whole exhaustive process, and they started worrying about that little water. Did you see that water come out?
Yeah.
When they were like, "Whoa, what was that?" Yeah. They were like, "What is that from?" And I was recording, and I was like, "No, dude, it's just some water. I think you're okay."
That's so funny.
But they have like all these videos on that F40. Incredible find for the curated guys. And then this is the Gordon Murray T50. Yeah. Hearing that thing, and then of course the Rimac Navara. Yeah. Hearing a T50,
bro, they sound the videos
in real life.
Amazing.
Holy moly! I mean, I want to curse so bad because that's how good it sounded. Because I'm walking around, I don't have time to be, and that's the Bolide, I think. Mm-hmm. I'm walking around because I don't have all the time to just be sitting on the grandstands watching the Goodwood hill climb. But you hear it and you're thinking, oh, Formula One car's running. That's the zinger.
Okay.
And you think like, oh, Formula One car's running. And then you kind of look over the haystacks and you're like, oh, no.
It's Gordon Murray.
That was the Gordon Murray car.
Yeah.
Ballistic noise. Absolutely. 13,000 RPM, V12.
Right.
Absurdly
and
loud.
Those are manual transmissions.
Those are manual, yeah.
Manual?
Manual. Yeah.
Wow.
The way it should be.
So it's it's because those are the successor to the F1, and now they've got the new one that we were talking about, the S1.
Yeah.
God, man, these shows are something else, honestly.
That's what I was telling people that had asked me about Monterey, because we used to live like 45 minutes from Monterey when there's not Monterey traffic or car week traffic. When there's car week traffic, it takes like an hour and a half to get there. But it's not just like, oh, this is a nice show in California or show in the United States. Like, this is like a worldwide, like, quality show.
Yeah.
Like, the people come from all over the place to see this stuff. And there's really no way to, if you want to see stuff like that, unless you have a contact at some collection or something, like, that's your chance.
You gotta,
several people came or went there from here in Orlando, right? Arnold?
Yeah, a handful of people.
I saw a clip of a chick drives it. Her Revuelto.
They were there.
Drive by.
Mm-hmm. A handful of people that I know definitely went. Like, off the top of my head, close to 10.
Yeah.
From Orlando, definitely went there.
Gabe went as well. Gabe Ramirez.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was there. Handful of people, like I said, for sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like this year, for some reason, like the same, what you just said, it was more popular than ever.
Yeah. Yeah, which probably, who knows about next year, but that means either next year it's going to really die down, or next year it's going to be even more insane.
It might be even more insane.
Yeah. I saw CHP posted, like, it was like 170 tickets, 90 of them, like, reckless driving tickets.
That's it? I'm surprised there wasn't more, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me too. I thought there would be more.
170, and I mean, there's probably 30 or 40,000 people, if not more, that descended upon that area, and 170 is not that bad. I wonder how many of those were supercars.
Or if it was just like some kid in a Mustang.
Exactly. Exactly. Did you see the guy who was driving backwards in a 911? I think it was a GT3, like, touring or something, or an RS,
Really?
But it was definitely a 911. The guy just decided he's going to start driving backwards through traffic.
Oh my gosh. I didn't see that.
You guys didn't see that? It was
I did
kind
see
of
the
viral.
clip of the Sesto Elemento that almost got hit.
Really?
Yeah, so the Sesto Elemento that someone made road legal was driving it around all week. That would have been the peak of the whole week if I had gotten to see that, like, hands down. But there's pictures of it on Garapata State Park. But someone almost has it on dash cam of them almost rear-ending the Sesto Elemento because they, like, pulled into a median. They, like, didn't know where they were going or something. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
And almost slams right into it. And
Oh my God.
like, that would be, insane.
Oh my God, that would be nuts. It's like that one video where I think it was the GT3 RS rear-ended. It was a track video. Hits Pagani, a Pagani, and it turns out to be I think Horatio Pagani's son who was driving the Pagani naturally.
Was it at a Nürburgring?
I don't know if it was at Nürburgring.
I feel like this kind of rings a bell, that video.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so that was, and he was like calming him down. He's like, "It's okay, it's okay," because the guy in the Porsche felt so bad.
Yes,
you remember this video?
I definitely remember this.
Yeah, he was like, "It's okay," and it's. I mean, honestly, it's just that's like the definition of generational wealth in debt, right there.
You're
You're going to be in so much debt because you just rear-ended this or sideswipe. Forgot exactly the accident, but God, these shows, they bring out the best, but also the worst in people.
So when you did your concourse event, what was your experience with exactly that? What were the highs and the lows of your concourse show?
So we talked about this a little bit with Hector 2 weeks ago, and the highs were there was no there was no recklessness.
That's very true.
There was really because the way you get in and out of the show, we were on a golf course, and there was like a golf cart pathway that was paved, so you couldn't drive fast.
Unless you want to be completely stupid.
You'd have to be psychotic to do something like that.
Yeah.
Because you damage your car before you even
Tear up your car.
before you even hit somebody, God forbid. The highs were we had an incredible lineup of cars.
I was surprised.
And I put that show together so it's been a thought of mine for 2 years or so. But the show really didn't start coming together up until like 4 months prior showtime. That was the most grueling, most mentally exhausting thing I've ever done in my life.
Wow.
Like people think that my face kind of like is a little twitchy or I blink a little bit too much sometimes. I looked like I was this close to having some kind of aneurysm and ending up in the hospital because it was just I felt like the weight of the world, I guess, on my shoulders. Everything had to go right.
Yeah,
I could not afford a mistake.
Arnold, did you have that same problem that we have at our shows? Like, for example, people not signing up to the very last minute.
No,
and
luckily, no.
Oh, okay, 'cause that's a big thing.
I had a certain allotment of tickets that I was going to sell, and I knew what that number was, and I had to keep in mind that, I only wanted about 1,000 or 1,200 people there. So I said, okay, I'm going to sell 500 tickets to general admission, and I kind of modeled this event after the Bridge Hampton event, which is super exclusive, and it's about it's in New York, exactly. Yeah. And I went to that one a couple of years ago, and I looked at the show, and I was like, I want my events to be similar to that, where they're more exclusive.
Yeah.
And so I had this ticket idea in mind, and I had to also factor in I've got a couple of hundred cars, more than a couple of hundred cars, like 300 cars. So there's going to be a handful of people coming with these cars. So whether it's 1.5 person per car, maybe even 2 people per car. So I knew that I was at minimum, I was going to be at 1,000, maybe a little bit more, just based off how many people show up in a car. And a lot of the people who showed up with, if they were like in the 50s, 60s class, 70s class, so we're talking muscle cars and stuff like that. They actually did show up like with a full family.
Yeah.
They camped out, they hung out, they had their chairs and everything. But the supercar guys, for the most part, showed up alone. And then we had some other people that managed to find ways to sneak in, which was fine. It was at the end of the day.
That always
it was
happens.
Annoying, but it wasn't that many. It was like, I think we missed like 15 people. And some people complained. I was like, I saw people sneak by. And
how were people sneaking in? If you don't mind.
So they were walking. There's like a group of people walking together, and they're all showing tickets to. It was my wife and a couple other helpers at the entrance.
Yeah.
They were just like sticking. They were just finding ways to like stick around that group of people or quickly break away from them as it was time to show tickets while somebody was distracted.
Right.
So
it wasn't like cars sneaking in.
It wasn't cars sneaking in. It was people. So let's say my wife is looking at somebody's ticket. Her head is down, and so like this guy's gonna sneak in with his, apparently it was like I got a complaint about somebody and his 2 kids that snuck in. Couldn't tell you who it was, but if he had trouble spending, I don't know, $60 for 3 tickets, $70 for 3 tickets, the other thing is because I sold out relatively quickly.
Yeah.
And so going back to what Hector was trying to allude to is that we get an influx of people trying to join our events if we're selling some kind of ticket for them, whether it's a rally or it's a charity show with a ticket component for VIP parking, let's say. There's always this like influx of people in the final 2 weeks.
Right.
This show sold out about a month in advance, And so what ended up happening was I also had to tell people, look, we don't have enough parking on top of that. So they're, well, I'll Uber in. I couldn't take everyone's word for it. Then there was a few people I made exceptions for. For example, there was a family, their husband bought a ticket for two, and it was like husband and son, and then the other kids and the wife wanted to go as well.
Last minute, yeah.
So it was one car. They're like, we have a minivan. I said, sure.
Yeah.
It's okay. So I made an exception for them. I allowed them to buy 3 tickets or something like 5 days before the event. So there was a handful of times where I made exceptions for certain people, just as long as they're all coming in together.
Yeah.
I was very, very clear about instructions. But yeah, I was getting a lot of that. I missed it. I'd love to buy a ticket. Please, please, please. Some people were willing to pay more.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like
Wow.
$100 or something like that. And I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But-
you know, we sold out the rally for
Yeah.
our show this month. And the moment I announced that we were sold out, people messaged me, "Hey man, can you save one for me? Hey, can you save one for me?"
I got that message today too. I got
Did you?
who messaged me about the rally? Somebody messaged me today too, Hector, about the rally, and I'm like, yeah, we're sold out. So
Yeah.
you snooze, you lose. I mean, however many spots. I think what do we have? 40 spots in the rally.
Actually, we toned it down a little bit to keep it more unique. We opened up 25 spots, not counting, us, for example.
Yeah, so there's a dedicated fan base that our shows have,
Yeah.
and those guys are like 20 deep.
Yeah.
So 20 like this were gone, within as soon as the announcement was made. So to sell another 5 was
Right.
inevitable.
For someone who, because I've never been on a rally, but for someone who hasn't been on a rally or like has heard of them in the car scene but hasn't been on one, like how do they work, or what do you do?
They used to be very fun, but
Really?
after, what was it, July 1st?
Yeah, July 1st, super speeders in the super speeder law in Florida.
Okay.
If you get caught driving more than double the limit or 100 miles per hour over? Is it 50 over the limit? Yep. There it is.
Or
So
anything
Phil,
over
our producer,
100.
just corrected
Okay.
me. It's 50 over the limit or 100 miles per hour and up.
Okay.
It's at the officer's discretion. You be arrested.
You go to jail.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's nuts. I kind of hate this, by the way.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to say I want to speed, but rallies, they're full of a million cars that are very capable
Adrenaline.
machines.
Right.
And to get to 100, 110, 120, honestly,
Easy.
it's easy.
Yeah.
And to slow down, these cars are so stable, it's like driving 60, 70 miles per hour. When you're doing stupid stuff, like you're cutting in and out of traffic at those speeds,
Right.
that's where it gets hairy. And that's what I don't agree with. If you're cutting people off at 120, and even if you're going 160 and you're coming up a pedestrian's car at 160 miles per hour on a highway, that's really reckless.
Yeah.
But on a rally, if you're going 120, you slow right back down to 90 or 80, you go with the flow of traffic, it's not the end of the world.
Right.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know,
Rallies
Hector.
they're cool. I mean, I've done plenty of rallies, and they are it basically breaks down into bunches. You have the initial 10 cars that feel like they're racing,
Okay.
and then you
Yeah.
have the next 10 cars or 15 cars that don't want to go super fast,
Yeah.
But they're just
but
trying to keep
still
up.
want to. They're trying to test a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you have at the back end, you might have the last 25 cars that they just cruise, to at whatever time they get there, they get there.
And I'm
but-
that guy.
But
I'm the
and you
guy
got
who's
pulled
cruising.
over, right?
I got pulled over.
Wow.
Yeah, you got
See,
pulled
he
over
knows.
as a cruiser.
Aren't
And
they,
I
like,
got pulled
police
over.
escorted sometimes?
They are. So here's what happened.
Well,
Okay.
So I'm the slowest guy in the rally on purpose. I have a passenger with me.
Yeah.
She's not really a fan of speed, but she's doing media stuff, and she's the navigator and all this other things. So, so in order to take some videos and pictures and navigate, I'm not trying to go 120. And I think I've only had the Ferrari at that point for like 2 months. So I don't want to mess the car up, right?
The 458.
Yeah, the 458, yeah. So I'm literally in the back of the pack, and everyone's flying by me, and I'm like, this is nuts. I'm not a fan of this.
Yeah.
And I told my navigator, I said, don't worry about it. Like, if you don't like speed, I won't go too fast. She's like, oh, it's fine. It's not that big a deal. I was like, no, it's okay. I'll respect that. And so all of a sudden, there's FHP right next to me, behind me at first. And I was like, what's our... And we had like 4 FHP, on duty that we hired for this rally. I'm like, why isn't he going around me? Like, I was like, oh, I guess he just wants to hang out with me. Next thing I know, he's like literally side by side. He pulls over right next to me. And I'm looking at him like this. I'm like, hey, he goes, pull the fuck over. Wow. I was like, oh, what did I do? So I pull over immediately, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And I know. First of all, where we merged on the highway on the Florida Turnpike, we merged right by FHP's HQ for Central Florida. That's the one place I never speed. Right. Ever. Yeah. But all those guys, my friends, and I love my friends, but you guys are idiots, okay? I love them. Yeah, they're all flying past
they
HQ.
go. Yeah.
They're flying. Right. And so I get pulled over, and the guy just, walks up to me. I'm literally on the side of the road on the highway. I'm like, God, I just got this car. And I have a nice policy with Haggerty. Yeah. Right. And I'm like, Haggerty's going to drop me if I get a ticket. Right. And so the guy comes up to me. He goes, do you know how fast you were going? I said, I was the slowest one in the group. I was like, I thought you were one of our escorts. He goes, well, I'm not. I'm their boss.
Oh shit.
Were you, well, you don't have to say, but like, were you going?
I was under 90.
Okay. So yeah, you're just going.
I was, normal stuff. It was nothing on the turnpike. 90, you're getting past.
Everyone's going,
right?
Yeah. You'll get past.
I'm the slowest car on the turnpike, basically. But I was going under 90. And I mean, I had pedestrian vehicles passing me. Yeah. Because they were just trying to keep up with the supercars, right? They were like, "Oh, supercar thing." Yeah. So he was like, he tells me, "Well, I clocked you going. I don't remember what speed, but there was no way because he didn't have radar or anything on." I was like. I told him, you clocked me pacing or instant on? Like, what was it? He goes, I just clocked you. Okay. I was like, officer, I'm not going to argue with you. What would you like from me? He's like, the usual stuff. I said, okay, I have to reach over here. I don't have any guns. I don't have anything like this. Okay. So he gets my stuff. He goes to the back of the car. He was gone for like 2 minutes, and I was like, I'm definitely getting a ticket. Yeah. But he came back, and he didn't give me a ticket.
Really?
Yeah. He goes, keep it under 90. That's all he said to me. Okay, interesting. That's about what I was doing. Keep it under 90. I was probably going like 85. Yeah. And so he goes, and guess what? I'm going to radio ahead, and I'm going to chew their asses off right now. Because, like I said, he was their supervisor.
Are the escorts, obviously, are they supposed to keep everyone at
I mean, they're there to keep
equal speeds.
They're there to keep everyone in line and check. Yeah. There's some leeway here and there. Yeah. That's what I've been told. See, this is why I don't like really doing rallies, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay. I've done them back in the days with Freddie, with Tavares. Yeah. He and I had done a few rallies, and they were nothing crazy. We were in Maximas. Like, what the hell are we going to do in a Maxima? Right. But with supercar rallies, it's a different ordeal. There's a lot of egos, there's a lot of power, a lot of egos, and that's why I was in the back of the pack.
Yeah.
Here's the kicker.
Well,
sorry,
I got a story to add. I got a little bit to add to that story, but go ahead.
Okay, so here's the kicker. Tell me how we ended up at the first checkpoint first. My tour guide, my navigator.
Oh my gosh.
We got there first.
with a warning.
With a warning. I got pulled over, lost 5-10 minutes of time, and somehow we still got to the checkpoint first.
That's crazy.
That is funny.
I can tell you how that happens. So on rallies, you have all these cars, and some of them you have no navigators. So what they do is one car makes one wrong turn, and everybody follows.
And everyone follows.
Everybody follows. So next thing you know, the guy that's in the back gets there before the guy that was in the front. That's how it happens.
Yeah.
So perhaps the best rally leader I've ever, been on a rally with. Um, his routes are phenomenal, and he keeps everybody in check. Like, don't pass me when there's an officer or something up the road, because we did one for the charity rally. Remember, Arnold? I don't think you were on that one, but
Okay.
and it was the one that UCP. Remember when we
Oh yeah.
teamed up this year, earlier this year. So we went to Melbourne and went to Pete's show in Melbourne, and it was a great show. I mean, everybody had a blast. One guy got pulled over, but that's because he wasn't paying attention. We all slowed down, and he just flew by the cop at like 90 on a
Oh my
45. So the the rally was great, but I will tell you, there's another rally that takes place in Central Florida, and it goes crazy, man. It's like everybody. I actually had someone pass in the passing lane with a what is it, a F8 Tributo,
Mhm.
sticky tires, and he passed not in the passing lane, in the shoulder. I'm sorry, in the shoulder, and there was asphalt, and he picked up all the asphalt, and it did about $8,000 worth of damage on my GT 500. Not the one I have now, the one I had previous.
Oh.
I believe it.
And
That's
I think,
crazy.
yeah, and this guy here had a modified 720 on the last rally I did with that organization, and he was clocked in. Sorry guys, there's a ring camera. This guy was clocked at 202 miles an hour
Like pulled
by
over.
the escort police officer. But because he's very good friends with the organizer, they just rounded everybody up, and they said, "You guys either stop now or you're going to jail."
Wow.
Yeah.
So that guy got a pass.
Wow.
Yeah. See, that's the thing about
Uh,
rallies is you need an extremely high level of coordination
Yeah.
and a low amount of ego.
Mature people.
You need
Yeah.
very
attending.
mature people. I'm
Yeah.
down to drive. I
Yeah.
love driving, but I can't trust everyone. I could be the fastest guy in a rally.
Yeah.
I've been the fastest guy in a rally.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be anymore. 'Cause
You know
I'm
what's
just
the
like,
coolest thing about the rally? The coolest thing about the rally is when even if you're just cruising at 70, 80, and you see the kids like in their minivans
Oh, yeah.
and
Just
with their
waving.
phones out.
hey, you made somebody's
Yeah,
day.
waving.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool. I think that's, to me, that's the high point of the rally.
Yeah.
I like for people to enjoy us cruising at 80 mile an hour, not being dumb, and waving and giving thumbs up and with their phones and the little kids smiling.
Right.
It's a pretty cool thing, man. Yeah.
The rock chip stuff, which is what you're just talking about, that's the other thing. I mean, my Ferrari was getting pelted with rock chips. Pelted.
Full front people.
Yeah, and I had the old PPF on the car. But I mean, it was just, I heard it like chuck, 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 all over the car and on the windshield. I was like, ugh. Thank God the windshield was already kind of sandblasted, which I got a new one since then.
You should get that windshield PPF.
I will be. Yeah, I'm going to have it PPF for sure. So, and then still having PPF to put the new PPF on the car. But that's also not a car I'll ever take on a rally. I don't want to. I'll track it, but I won't put it on a rally.
Well, the PPF, my car was full PPF.
At that
And I
speed,
had,
that probably penetrated it, huh?
Wow.
I had Expel, which is a very good brand. And it just went through it like nothing.
Yeah.
Like it had nothing.
Wow.
You can only do so much.
And I will tell you, there's a very well-known detailer that does PPF here in Central Florida, who will not warranty your PPF if you go on a rally.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Well, it makes sense. I guess you're using it what it was made for, but if you're knowingly going to destroy it, I guess that wouldn't. I guess the warranty's for like defects in it, like installer error or manufacturer film error. So it's like I get it.
I guess. I mean, that's kind of what it's for,
Right.
but I don't know. Anywho,
Yeah.
but that's I
Yeah,
mean,
no.
rallies are a finicky thing for me. I like them, but I also am very weary because I know at any moment in time, this is going to be a really large rock chip in my windshield.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
worries me.
My son did media for us on that same rally on my Raptor, and he got behind a SF90, and the Raptor didn't even have 80 miles on it, and big old rock chip.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even rallying; he was in the back, just he had his cameras all on his suction cups and just trying to document, the or video the rally.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting having to pay for a new windshield.
Yeah.
I feel like they're not as popular. I don't hear about rallies as much as.
They are
They are.
because they charge for the rallies.
Oh, okay.
And that's right now the way that you can really make, like, for example, just to be transparent, um, the rally that we have going on helped cover most of the extra expenses we had for the big show we have. It's like we
Interesting.
gain zero, and any last dollar that we get or dollar over it, we're donating it to charity. Um, but it's yeah, they do. People love going on rallies.
Yeah. Rallies they're fun, but they can also be pricey because if you do like a rally that's, hundreds and hundreds of miles, I'm talking out of state.
Right.
Not like a one day
Those are,
affair
yeah.
where you're driving for 2 hours, whatever. But you're doing, Gumball or Crown or whatever. You're driving across the country. A good rally organizer is going to set you up in a hotel. They're going to make sure that you've got good meals,
Yeah.
right? All the checkpoints are on cue. And then the price is reflected in that because ultimately the price it covers your hotel, your lodging, food, basically, and some other things, stickers and swag or whatever else they include in the rally. And then there's a small cut that they keep for themselves, maybe a couple $100, just because there's a lot of effort that goes into organizing a rally.
Yeah.
And they're going through the trouble of calling multiple hotels and getting certain rates, discount rates. So yeah, I mean they have a right to make a couple of bucks on this thing. And then there's also a bunch of there was this controversial one, and I knew a few people that were at this rally. It was a controversial rally that occurred either a year or two ago, and this well-known figure in the Miami car scene.
I know exactly.
You know what I'm talking
This
about.
blew up on social media.
Yeah. And our boy D from Car Hangout app, shout out to Car Hangout app. I'm sure he knows
Car
this
Hangout.
incident too. I know he's aware of this person, but this guy put together a rally and all the accommodations were like third world
Right. It
accommodations.
wasn't like it was.
And the guy got into an altercation with somebody's husband. He talked down to the husband's wife, and I know her. She used to come to all of my events when she lived in Windermere, Winter Garden. She had an Audi. She still does. She has an Audi TTRS. The husband has a
I
McLaren,
know who that
GT.
is.
You know what I'm talking
I know
about.
who that is. I know
You know what I'm
exactly
talking
who you're
about. He's an MMA guy.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got a McLaren GT that he's crossed the country with more than a handful of times.
Wow. Yeah.
I think his first one, he had like 80,000 miles
Oh my
on.
gosh, yeah.
Yeah, the second one he's on now, I think it might be a GTS now. He's already got tens of thousands of miles on the second one because they travel the country, man. Like they go
Yeah.
to every rally.
Is this the one where there was a video of someone at dinner with
Yes.
everyone of the attendees
Yes.
confronting the guy
Yes.
on video?
Yes.
I know
That's
exactly
the
what you're
video.
talking about. Wow.
That's
Yeah,
the
that
video.
looked insane.
So allegedly, the guy was a well-known scammer back in the day, back in like the UK, and I think Jamaica was. I think he moved from Jamaica to the UK, started scamming some people there, claimed he had a car collection and some other stuff, and then he moved to Miami. And he never organized a rally up until then, and all of a sudden he decides to organize one. And so a few people that I know, and I guess Hector knows as well, they went on this rally, and it was a colossal shit show. Like I said, like the accommodations were terrible, the hotels were horrible. Like it was terrible. And they looked up the prices, I think, of the hotel, and they're like, "How are you charging us this much and pocketing that much?" You know, it was insane.
Right.
And the guy had no regrets about anything. He's like, I don't care. People went to town. They started trolling his Instagram.
Yeah.
And it's not cool. And there's still plenty of people out there that commit this kind of stuff.
Right.
They overcharge for a rally for that's like 2 hours long. You know, oh, big dude, whoopity-doo, we're going to Clearwater through some back roads.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, really? $600, $500, $400, whatever it is. Hey, I got a sticker pack. Yay! You know what is this? What is this for?
Right.
There's no end game here. Is there a donation? Am I going to drop off a ton of toys?
Yeah.
What is the point of this rally? Oh, it's just for the sake of driving 130 miles per hour to this location. Great.
Right. How fun.
Well, the new law put a stop to most of that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
now,
Okay, that makes sense.
so we've been, this rally we have with Noel G, the actor from Fast and Furious, Hector. Hector's been trying to get Hector, our Hector right here. He's been trying to get Florida Highway Patrol to escort us, and they're like, "Sorry guys, we can't do it. You could be the most law-abiding drivers. We still won't do a rally, no matter what.
Interesting.
They won't do it." Back, a year ago, 2 years ago, it was like the wild, wild west. Anybody can get an escort from the, whichever police agency you want to use. Today, nothing. Somebody that I know. Go ahead.
I was gonna say on that note, it's a policy now.
It's a policy.
It's a policy that they cannot escort rallies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I guess, I don't know, man. Like, I'm thinking it's more than just a super speeders thing.
Yeah.
I'm guessing because, look, if we all keep it under 100, why wouldn't FHP take our money?
Right.
But I guess something must have happened. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't in Central Florida. Could have been South Florida.
Yeah.
Because Lord knows South Florida has its own, its own league of crazy drivers.
Yeah.
It's a whole new planet down there.
Rental.
Right, it's a completely different
Or
world
other
in Central Florida. South Florida.
Yeah.
Miami's a different ball game.
Yeah.
What we have here, they have cars that are 3 times more expensive on rallies, and that can do speeds way faster than ours. My little old 458 and my Artura, meanwhile, it's big deal. They've got Bugattis and stuff, and Paganis on rallies.
Yeah. That's nuts.
Totally different ball game. We don't compare.
Wow.
So maybe something happened in SoFlo that I'm not aware of, but I just don't see any reason why they wouldn't take our money. Maybe there's a liability
And it's
issue there as well.
expensive, and it's expensive too. FHP is thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
for a 2-3 hour escort.
because you're paying each one of them like $70, $80, $90 an hour, and you need multiple escorts.
And then a minimum hours.
Yeah,
Round
minimum.
trip.
It's like 3
Yeah.
hours or something,
Yeah.
3 or 4 hours. So you got multiple escorts, and by escorts I don't mean that type. Police escorts. The YouTube algorithm is probably very confused right now. But the multiple police escorts multiplied, by $80, $90 an hour, and you've got 3 hour minimums. So you're looking at like over $1,000.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Once you add it all up, and then there's like these little fees, administrative fees you have to add up. Probably looking at about $1,200 to pay for police.
Yeah.
So that's that.
And for us, I think the rally that we are putting together with Noel G and Hector Fast and Furious, it might be more like a cruise than a rally per se.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think it's cool because it's like a 2-part deal. Like, it's private, so it's only whoever registered plus the people who coordinate, obviously. And we get to chill with this guy and just kind of ask questions without the crowds there. And by the way, he is
Walker?
yeah.
Do you know Vin Diesel?
It'll be all day. All you hear is all day.
Yeah, and but I will tell you that we went out to dinner when the second time he came, and people were just recognizing him left and right.
Oh, of course.
Recognizing
He's been in
left and right.
Training Day. He had a pretty decent role in Training Day.
Right, yeah.
And I
Training
think
Day.
Training Day and Fast and Furious came out the same year, both 2001.
Yeah.
If I recall
Yeah.
correctly, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
he's
Yep.
been in some mega movies.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And Bruce Almighty.
That's right. He wasn't Bruce
Yeah.
Almighty.
Yeah. And he wasn't Bruce Almighty. So he's actually he agreed. I spoke with him today, and he agreed to be on our show when he comes down.
So we're gonna
So
have
we,
we're gonna have Hector on the show.
yeah.
Noel G.
That'd be
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
So he'll be there with us probably in 3 weeks, 3 weeks.
yeah.
And I promise, guys, I'll be there this time.
Good.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Or you're fired. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, there you go. Fire me. I'll fire myself, man.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
funny that I'm the guy that gets there.
You're
for
the guy that
everyone.
arrives
My
here
wife-
early. You're like Kobe.
Yeah, like
I'm always
yeah,
late.
like an hour early.
Yeah, you're
And
always
today-
there way early. It was weird because I'm like driving around the parking lot. I was like, I don't see his truck. Like maybe his wife left already. And I get there. I was like, wow, he's not here yet. It's like, oh, it's crazy. And all of a sudden you're calling me. He's like, dude.
Yeah,
I was like,
let's be
what's
honest.
going on?
with
Where
them.
are
Let's
you?
be
You're
honest.
like,
let's
so good.
go ahead, Arnold. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
it's all good. You're like, I completely messed up. I mean, listen, to be fair, today feels like a Tuesday
Does feel
because of the
Yeah.
long weekend,
Yeah.
you know, with Labor Day. So Labor Day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Labor Day.
Yeah.
I
Well, you know what's
I get these holidays confused.
what's
Some of
funny
the
is
Labor
that
Day, Memorial
I
Day, Veterans Day,
I saw Pete's message ETA
547.
547. I was like, oh shit. So I called Arnold. I'm like, man, I feel so bad. And I was like, there's no way I can make it there by now, or by 6. I'm sorry. And
all good.
but you know, we thought we talked about it. We're like, okay, we care about everybody that listens to this podcast, so we'll find a way. And here we
We'll
are.
find
We
a way.
found a way.
We found a
So,
way.
worked
so,
out.
yeah.
You-
So, and
I was gonna say, did I ever finish answering your concourse question? I don't remember.
So I guess it'd probably be good to close on it. Are you going to bring up the Diablo story?
Oh, okay, yeah. So the Diablo. So at the at my concourse out front, the car you first saw as you entered, we had the Lamborghini Diablo GT.
Yeah.
It was a GT2, I think they called it.
Looked insane.
It was a one of one. It was orange. It was a car brought to the show by Curated from Miami. Friends with Herschel. He brought it out. This thing was insane. And we had this interesting little hiccup where we wanted to give the car an award for best in class, and it was a race car.
Yeah.
The car I think that ended up getting was a Lotus that was driven by Lanzante himself.
Okay.
Okay. But we couldn't give it to the Diablo because we found out two things. We found out that the day of the show, or the day before the show, somebody bought the car, put like a
Okay.
deposit on it.
Yeah.
So they had this car for sale for like 5 or 6 months, looking
Yeah.
for the right buyer.
Right.
And so the guy and also one of the concourses, I'm not going to mention which one, they did not want this car winning an award. Otherwise, they would have disqualified it from they wanted to be the first concourse to have this car back. There was basically like a political, let's call it a political thing in the concourse world. I have never heard of this, but this was also my first concourse.
Right.
And at the same time, because the Lamborghini Diablo GT2 doesn't have any real racing pedigree, it was never formally raced, never formally won any races, nothing like that. The car, it's a one of one. It wasn't homologated either.
Right.
So they just built this one car, and they were like, oh, well, I think they couldn't afford the program. I don't know what happened there. I'm sure some wizard, if you are a wizard and you know what happened to this Lamborghini Diablo GT2 and why they didn't make more to race and compete, please let us know in the comments. But basically the program went nowhere, and they built this one-of-one car, and that was the car we had at the show. So by that technicality, we couldn't award it either, even if we had
Interesting.
wanted to. But we were instructed that because of this concourse, they would disqualify the car from participating if we had given it an award publicly. I mean, we could have been shady about it and just like low-key snuck in an award, but because we announced all our awards on the Instagram, I did notice a certain representative who represents interest in that concourse follows my profiles.
Yeah.
So I knew I couldn't hide from this.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you had, would it just made Curated upset? Or
it wouldn't have made Curated upset.
Okay.
No. But it was also like, it was something that they had recommended to me.
Yeah.
And I love the guys at Curated. Like I said, Herschel Seltzer, who's one of the owners, is a friend of mine. That Ford GT video, the LM car at Goodwood, I was recording that standing next to him and talking to him about the car, and he's telling me the story.
Yeah.
So I don't want to betray somebody's trust and ever.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, not a problem.
Right.
I was like, theoretically, it technically doesn't qualify to win this class anyways,
makes
but it
sense,
still
yeah.
belongs in that class because that is what it was. But it didn't win, and it wouldn't have technically.
Interesting.
But yeah, we had this Lotus that won it instead because it was a proper race car driven by Lenzante and another really well-known driver. I forgot his name. But very, 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 very well-qualified car for that. And that's ultimately who won that car, the prize.
Interesting.
I didn't think concourses are political, but it got... That was the one thing. And then, the last episode I had told Hector a story about a dealership that had given me problems with paying, and I'll never work with this dealership ever again, ever. And I don't care. It's a dealership that sells British cars, and you can take your guess. It's pretty obvious who they are, and they're in Central Florida. And then I had an issue with a detailer, PPF installer detailer, who I thought did great work.
Yeah.
But they completely lied about our arrangement. And I just don't want to go through these hassles ever again. So going forward, I will never collect money on a handshake agreement. Somebody's my friend that very moment in time where they want to participate in something I do. But when it comes down to pay, they start making up lies about the agreement. Right. So if somebody tells me they're going to bring me all these fancy schmancy cars and they participate and bring me a Hummer that they PPF'd or satin wrapped.
Wow.
Yeah. And a BMW M4 that they satin wrapped.
At a concourse show.
At a concourse show. And then they used that. I brought you cars. No, you didn't. You told me you're plugged in with all these people in New York and Miami.
Yeah.
That's what you said. Well, no, man, it's full price, and I already paid you for the work you did on my old car.
Yeah.
Paid you cash. That was the agreement. The agreement was I cannot deduct, the work you did on my BMW at the time from what you owe, because I have two partners in this LLC that I have to pay their allotted amounts. It was about 10% for one and 18 or 20% for the other one. I have to pay them.
Yeah.
So I can't take money out of the company income and, cut you out of disc. No, I'm going to pay you in cash for the work you did on my bumper for my BMW, the PPF.
Right. Yeah.
Amazing work. I will take nothing away from the caliber of work that they did.
Right.
His wife specifically, she's the one that does all the work. She does fantastic work.
Yeah.
But that's just not how you run a business.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to pay.
Interesting.
When it came down to pay everything, and there was people involved, and some people witnessed the absolute meltdown the guy was having. And again, I detailed this last 2 episodes ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So he wrote me out a check. So you weren't here.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, he wrote out a check after like 20, 30 minutes of me just standing there and just silently waiting while he's ranting.
Yeah.
At the end of it all, he wrote out a check, and I just ripped the check apart and I threw it in his face.
Wow.
After him berating me, cursing at me, just the worst stuff, And I just threw the check back at him. I said, I don't even need the money. Just be honest.
Right.
Be honest. If you're having problems with the business or finances, whatever it is, I just wanted your honesty.
Yeah.
And I just never spoke to the guy ever since. He actually saw me out at a car show and started cursing me out at a car show, and his wife was pulling him away.
Wow.
Yeah. So he still has it out.
Central Florida.
Yeah.
Staying hot.
And on that bombshell,
Yeah.
that concludes this episode of the Cars and Coffee podcast. Signing off, as always, I'm Arnold from Windermere Cars and Coffee. Hector joining us live from Cars and Coffee Winter Garden. And Pete Details, my buddy, my detailer as well. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We hope to see you guys next time.
See you guys.